What up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Forever Young podcast. I am your host, Jahlani, and I am not alone again. We have a special guest. Special guest, speak your name.
What's up? What's up? My name's Tabitha, aka Tabby.
Woohoo! I'm not alone. May- hey, maybe co-host. I don't know. How do you feel about that? Possibly.
We'll have to see how things go. I mean, I do have a lot of irons in the fire right now,
I
but we'll
I
see how things
understand.
go.
I understand. Just pitching the idea. Who knows? But let's just get right into it. It's not going to be a heavy episode today. Just filled with whimsy and wonder. And honestly, I only got one news story. Cause if I can break the fourth wall, I was lazy. I'm always lazy picking my stories. But
Man, Three Dog, you're letting me down.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It just I've been tired, work, but those are excuses. The excuses. But we got some topics we can go ahead and or things to talk about that we can go ahead and fill that time with. So before we get into that, if you are indeed watching or listening to this on YouTube, but please don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. You heard her. Subscribe, please. And you won't be disappointed. I promise you. This podcast is a weekly thing, but I post throughout the week all kinds of hotness. But if you're ready, let's go ahead and start things off. Now, I do want to start things off with something that is very close to both of our hearts, and that is anime.
Anime.
Every everybody. Okay, I can't really say everybody loves anime because it's kind of a niche thing, but I'm pretty sure that everybody listening has at least one point in their lives seen some form of anime, whether it's Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z. Those are the big ones.
Anime is definitely a household name, especially in later years now in
Mm.
America. Anime has definitely become a huge part of our subculture.
It really it has blown up. It's been going on since even since before we were born. Like let's
70s.
even
Yamato.
even the 60s with stuff like Astro Boy.
Exactly.
That it's been now what most people are familiar with would be shonen anime, and that's just stuff like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, those kind of things. And you've at least heard of those at one point. You've at least heard the name Goku. You've at least probably haven't heard the name Ichigo Kurosaki or Monkey D. Luffy that much, but you've heard Ash Ketchum. You've heard Yugi Moto. You've heard of these people, and the point of this isn't just to really berate you for not knowing anime or telling you what you should and shouldn't know. It just brought it up because I really just want to discuss favorite genres of anime and my favorite anime, just based on my favorite anime ever. So I'm gonna turn it over to my special guest. We're gonna start things off with you. What would you say your favorite genre of anime is? Or if you have multiples, what are your top favorites?
I'm definitely very, very partial to horror genre anime. That's probably one of my favorites. But I also really like the fantasy adventure themed ones that they've been doing a lot of lately.
Oh yes.
Ones that, for example, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon? Or Sword Art Online. Or
I've been meaning to watch that. The first one you mentioned. Hold on, I'm gonna cue it right now, but you can go ahead and finish.
It's so freaking cute. It's kind of a comedy and a little bit of what I consider a harem anime, but it's really, really just cute. And they just released season 2, so if you want to check that one out, you'll have a second season to appreciate. One thing that I really, really look for in anime is things that have multiple seasons, because so many anime are fantastic, absolutely phenomenal, just excellent. but the only way you can finish it is by reading the manga.
Oh, like yeah. Well, it seems like I want to say most, but a lot of anime is like that. Because for those who don't know, most anime starts off as either a light novel or a manga, and they they're typically a lot longer. And should they be successful, they'll get picked up for an anime adaptation. And you'll most likely see anime being about 12 episodes. And that's per series. A lot of
12 to 24.
Yep, 12 to 24. That's typically your safe bet. That's per series. The 24 is would most likely be like a 2-season one, or around this. I wouldn't say 2-season, but it feels like it's 2 seasons because of the standard anime episode layout. So they get 12 episodes, and even though an episode takes up multiple chapters, that's still not enough to finish out the light novel or manga. So if you're really into the anime, or you started with the anime, you gotta go back. Most likely, you gotta go back and finish it if you want the true ending to stuff.
Exactly. That was the problem that I had with Blood Lad. I watched the anime and it was awesome. It was quirky. It was cute, but they didn't do another arc for it, or season for it. So I had to like go and look up what I wanted to know.
Yeah, I can't really say. It's been rare if I would go to the manga to finish an anime I like, because usually when I watch them, I'm like one and done, unless it's really, really good. Then I'll just watch it multiple times. Like, for example, one of my favorite is Lucky Star, and that's not a really. It's really there's no action involved at all. It's just a slice of life, just day by day high school animated. It just talks about just random stuff, and what I like about it is that it's just really chill. I like all the characters in it, and there's also, and what makes it really good is that it has many references to anime tropes. So I really enjoy that. But the reason I mentioned it is because it has I'm sure it has a light novel that's out, and it goes beyond the 25 episodes in the anime. So it has stuff I didn't even know. So for the casual anime fan, they usually are missing out on some information for a series that they like. I said series, not Siri. There we go. Sorry, Siri tried to come on and she wanted to say something, but nah, we ain't having that. I would say this is gonna sound weird, but my favorite genre of anime is harem anime. The harem, because I just like the dynamics each individual character brings, and how the you always have a bunch of different characters with different personalities, and I love how the main character, the central character, has to interact with them all. I do have my gripes though. Go ahead.
For those who don't really know what a harem anime is, it's usually centered around a male character with a couple, sometimes a bunch of different female characters.
Yep, and a lot of them have romantic subplots, and honestly, I don't watch it for the romantic subplots. I watch it for the comedy because of the interactions. Well, I guess you could say you can sort of watch a romantic subplot because the romance feeds into the comedy, which if they execute it right, it is hilarious all the time. But I'll say my number one gripe with harem anime is that, and also side note before I get into that, it doesn't always have to be a male. There's also female leads with several male characters. So, but getting back to my point, what I don't like is how the main character, I'll just go for male in this case, male character always seems to go for the first girl that essentially comes into the harem. Like, it's always number one, and the other girls seem to play second fiddle to her. Even though the main character's intentions might not seem that way, the writers always, more than likely, will write it out that he'll always get the first girl and everybody else just has to deal with it. And I really don't like that. Sometimes I like the, I guess, secondary characters because other personalities are better. Oftentimes the first girl is super clingy, and that's just a turn off in and of itself. But I would just say that's my number one issue about it.
One of the things that I like about harem animes, though, if done right, they can sometimes portray really healthy-looking polyamorous like relationships between characters.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people are, or a lot of mainstream folks seem to be turned off by anime due to, because of the stereotypes, especially attributed to Japanese culture, which I'm not gonna get into. But if you know the stereotype, then you're probably not going to be watching the anime. But you can don't let that turn you off from enjoying a really good show, because I'm not just talking about harem anime anymore. I'm really just talking about anime in general. They teach life lessons.
They do teach life lessons. I'd say one of the anime that has taught me the most is definitely Assassination Classroom. That is by far one of my favorite all-time top anime. And I've learned more from Koro Sensei than I've learned from most human people.
Can you give an example?
There's so many rules to live by from Koro Sensei. I wish that was an actual book, but
hey, somebody might be making it.
That'd be rad. That'd be rad. I would absolutely go for that. But to not judge things by what they appear to be, and to keep striving to be better.
Yes.
To get up and dust yourself off. There's so much. There's so much. I could talk about Koro Sensei for like ever. He's like one of my top idols.
Oh yeah, and just going off of that, cause it was like I feel like it was a while ago. I was trying to finish season 2 because you told me to, but I've been trying. I still haven't finished it yet, but I'm getting close.
It's heartbreaking. Fair warning.
Maybe I'm going out of town next week, so maybe I might do it then. Cry before class, but but one of the lessons I've seen in there, or how do I phrase this? Like, even if you don't know what you want to do, don't settle. Don't settle. Like what you said, do your best, and it will come to you. Everybody has talents that they're good at, so if you just capitalize on that and realize what you are good at, then you'll be able to accomplish anything.
Exactly.
Oh man, shout out to Koro Sensei.
Koro Sensei for life. It's amazing.
And go with anime tropes in and of itself. One of the main things, especially in shonen anime, is the concept of friendship. Like, oh man, you can just the power of friendship is real within them, and for real, you can just they execute it, and it might seem monotonous, especially if you've been watching anime for years like we have. But they're executed differently, and you still get that power of friendship vibe. Everybody needs some friends. Like these people, like I can't really give an example, but I can just say like a common theme. Let's just say you get captured. Let's just say somebody you don't like captures you, holds your ransom. Blah blah blah. Your friend comes through with the hands, getting ready to throw down for your safety. You tell him, run,
A,
run, get out of here. Don't put yourself in front. Don't put yourself in danger because of me. And then your friend tells you, hush. Your life is worth something. I'm going to save you. It don't matter what happens to me as long as you're safe. Boom. Power of friendship. And
Akame ga Kill is an excellent example of that.
one I still need to watch.
Akame ga Kill is definitely it's definitely not for the faint of heart, and it's got a lot of interesting aspects about society, but there's definitely a couple episodes where the main character and the team that he's rolling with, they really look out for each other. They're a family.
Yep. And I'll say a similar thing happens in Kill la Kill. That again, it's not for the faint of heart. It's so I'd recommend probably 16 and up before you watch it, because it is rough. It can be. But you just
Kill la Kill, especially for the fan service, I would suggest 16 plus.
I mean, it's an anime essentially about clothes, and the main character wears I'm just gonna say a modified sailor suit, just to put it lightly.
Modified demonic sailor suit.
For real, but there is so much. Anime's so good. We could talk about this for hours, but we don't got that kind of time. But they have so many good subplots, especially those anime that basically are social commentaries. They really hit you hard, especially if you pick on them right away. And let's just say they start in episode 1, you got like 12 or so more episodes to learn. Like you know an anime is good if you're hooked on the first episode. Some of them start off really slow, and you really got to be committed if you want to make it through.
What I do personally is I give each new anime that I'm going into, I give a 3-episode trial to hook me. Because sometimes the first episode is a little bit slow and doesn't convey a lot of what the actual anime is about. So for me, if I'm not in deep by the 3rd episode, then I move on to the next thing.
Yeah, I try to do that. I, like give it a few episodes, see how it's rolling, see how the characters play out a little bit. But if I'm bored of it, I'm gonna be like, all right, no thanks. All right, so here's a question, and this has been going on for years. Dub or sub?
See, that's kind of an interesting question to me because I've actually started studying Japanese.
Same.
So, for me, listening to the sub and connecting it with the knowledge that I'm gaining from all of the studying that I'm doing is really beneficial. But if you're somebody who's not really interested in learning the language itself, then dub is just fine. I think there's a lot of controversy between sub and dub that is kind of unnecessary because a lot of it's just about your perspective and your preferences. Yeah. There's a lot of English voice actors that I absolutely love. Like,
same.
Yeah, absolutely love. So I will specifically, if I know they're in something, will listen to it dubbed. Because I appreciate their work. I appreciate the good voice acting and the effort that it takes into putting into that kind of work. But at the same time, for authenticity, I also really like sub.
Yeah. So going with the voice actor thing, there are 2 specific voice actors who I would consider my favorites, and I will just follow them for forever and ever and ever, because I like the work and I like the type of anime they're typically in. I'll say my number one I would just say actress. They're both actresses. Voice actress is Laura Jill Miller, and if you don't know who she is, she voiced Kari in Digimon seasons 1 and 2, and I just loved her performance and started not really stalking, just doing research, on the other type of anime she's been in, and just followed just simply because I liked her. I like how she portrays the characters, and the same thing with my second one, Brittany Karbowski. She's in a lot of them, and just and I don't know. She always provides the energy in a lot of characters, and I just love that energy I can see. But
I have
yeah, go ahead.
I have probably 3 favorite voice actors. This past con that I went to, I had the pleasure to meet Kari Wolgren, who does the voice of Celti from Durara, or does the voice of Fu from Samurai Champloo.
Okay.
And she is one of the most kind, considerate, nicest people I've ever had the pleasure to meet. She is so sweet. She is just absolutely... I am now a huge fan of her. Like, I will follow her work because she impressed me so much.
That's what's up.
Justin Brunner, I actually got to meet him too. I got to go to one of his panels all about Deku, our favorite hero.
Woo!
He's fantastic. He's so lively and so kiddish. You can tell that he really takes his role, especially as Deku, to heart. He puts his heart and soul into everything he does.
Deku's just an emotional character. Like you can feel it no matter what he's doing.
He's so funny because he'll go on like the tangents that Deku does. It's fantastic.
I'm loving it.
And then my all-time favorite is Micah Solsid. He's amazing. He does voices like, oh my gosh. He does guy from
Naruto?
Guilty Crown.
Oh, okay.
Guilty Crown. He's most known for his role as Soul in Soul Eater.
Woo! Well, I love Soul Eater. It's so good.
But he is just he's also one of the most incredible people and just happy-go-lucky. And if you go up to him and you say, you know, this is my favorite character of yours, he'll sit there and like fangirl over his own character. And it's so wonderful. And he even signed my piece that I was having him sign as the character and him, which was really cool.
That's really cool. I wish I have a chance to meet the actors I enjoy. I just gotta find a convention to go to.
Conventions are amazing. They're such a community and just such a thrill. They're my happy place. They're absolutely 100% my happy place. I go every year I can.
Yep, I've been to 3 in my life, 2 anime conventions and 1 gaming convention. But the anime conventions they're just so amazing. Like even the people you meet, not like the voice actors, but other convention goers. You're just in a like-minded space that no matter what you do, you won't be judged, and you're gonna be approached by so many kind people. Like the community itself is just caring.
Exactly. People look out for one another at anime conventions, and you make friends with the people you're sitting in line with to get a signature from whoever you want a signature from, and it's just awesome.
It is a fantastic feeling, just knowing that it's just a positive space. Like none of the anime conventions I've went to, I have any regrets towards. Everything is positive. It's all good.
It's way too easy to blow your life savings up on the merch floor, though.
I still want. Like when I was there, I found a steampunk hat that steampunk top hat that I really, really wanted, but I knew I didn't have them. I shouldn't be spending my money on let me restrain myself. I don't need this. I'll one day, one day.
It's hard. It's so hard. I know the feeling. I'm that way in Artist Alley, especially.
Hard. Yes, yes. But anime conventions are the place to be. That's where I learned about Kill la Kill. They had and the panels there are so great. That's my one of my life's goals, to be invited to be on a panel for an anime convention. That's if I could do that and just talk about anime for, let's say, like an hour, I could be set.
Host one. Host one. Host one.
I'm gonna need the money, but I that's what I want to do. I'm gonna do that one day. One day.
Bucket list.
You're gonna write that down. Join, host, an anime panel. Alright, so before we move to our next topic, what would you say your all-time favorite anime is?
Oh gosh.
Oh.
You're killing me, man. You're killing me.
Well,
I don't think I could pick just one, but if I had to pick one to recommend to everybody, watch Assassination Classroom.
I have no arguments against there. It's a good series. The animation is spot on. The humor
Fantastic humor.
The humor is great. Oh, I love it. And the life lessons they'll resonate with you. They really will. And don't be turned off by the title Assassination. Just watch it. A lot of titles are strong, but they're not for the weak of heart. I would say my favorite anime is Inuyasha. That's one I grew up with. I'll say it's the first anime it's either the first or second I would say I've watched, because when I was young, I didn't even know what anime was. So I didn't consider Pokemon an anime or Digimon, and even Dragon Ball Z. I didn't realize that was an anime. So I'll say like the first real one was Inuyasha. I loved it. It's just a great series. I can admit that I would walk around screaming attacks, doing motions.
Inuyasha was definitely the first a little bit more adult oriented anime that I had watched. It was definitely the first thing I saw on, for example, Adult Swim.
Yeah, that's when I would watch it. I still have memories waking up in the middle of the night with the TV on to Adult Swim and seeing Inuyasha. And I'm like, I'm gonna watch this. But
yeah, if we don't consider Pokemon or Digimon anime, although they are.
Yeah, they are, but
if we don't consider those, I think my first anime was actually Hamtaro.
Oh, I want to say that's my first, but I did enjoy that while I was on Cartoon Network.
Hamtaro, little hamsters, big adventures.
I kind of want to watch that now. Hamtaro. Have you seen? This is kind of tying into the third topic we have, but it don't matter. We'll get back to it. Have you seen Hi Puffy Yumi?
I saw it a couple of times. I didn't really see it very much, but I did see a couple episodes.
I really enjoyed it. They you know the singers for the Teen Titan theme song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those two characters are based on those singers.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing that it was like based on an actual
Yeah, they're an actual band. Or
are they
duo.
Are they K-pop or?
They're Japanese, so I'll say
J-pop.
J-pop, yeah.
Awesome.
I haven't heard any of their music except the Teen Titan thing, which hands down one of the greatest theme songs ever.
Oh, we could do a whole other podcast on Japanese music artists.
Oh man, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, you said you recommend Assassination Classroom. My favorite is Inuyasha, and I feel like Inuyasha is a nice. I feel like those two animes are good gateways for if anybody hasn't seen one or was interested. Like they're more mature than the ones we grew up with, but it's a good one to get into the culture because a lot of anime has mature themes, and aren't real. Or a lot of the good ones for really aren't really meant for younger kids.
There's so many that I have to go back and rewatch because I watched them when I was like 12 and they went way over my head, and now I have to be like, wait a second, what?
Like, so that's what happened. Oh,
Exactly. Ghost in a Shell, Paranoia Agent, Witch Hunter Robin. I watched those on Adult Swim. Didn't understand a lick of what was going on back when I was 12, but
like I remember. This would be the last thing before we move on, but I remember bits and pieces of watching Yu Yu Hakusho, not knowing what was going on. I just vaguely remember something being on TV screen, and then I think it was like 2 or 3 summers. It was like 3 or 4 summers ago. I just remember I was in the basement just binge watching. It's like, this is a lot more dark than I thought it was. There's a lot more that went into this than I originally anticipated. But yeah, that's anime for you all. Please, if you haven't already, just give something a try. I wouldn't recommend the big 4 like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece because they're freaking long.
bulky.
They are way too long. The only people most people know about it because they grew up with it and watched it as it came on. Like, if you try to watch it now, you'd really have to know life it. And even
I started watching One Piece, and I got up to about episode 146 or something like that. There's about 900 episodes now.
I can actually check right now. Wait, let me check this up because that's the more up to date one. But yeah, when I think it was like almost like 2 years ago when said there was some update with One Piece. They were like on chapter 800 something, and the author said they're like 60 something% done. I was like, are you serious?
Yeah, it's wild, absolutely wild. It took me 3 months to get maybe 10% into it.
All right, so One Piece right now has 895 episodes.
Yeah, wild.
And I do want to catch up, but it is so much. Even the manga is so long. So those don't start with those. Start with something small. Inuyasha itself has like 50 episodes. So that's Assassination Classroom. I mean, those aren't terribly long. You can do those in like a week, maybe 2.
If you're looking for something popcorny that you could probably sit and binge in a night, I would suggest K Project.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, go ahead and check those out. Let me know how you feel about it. And if we're right, you'll also like and a comment and some hugs. And if we're wrong, all of the above, except you'll get an I'm sorry. But moving on to the actual news story that I found. So apparently it's that time of year in Pittsburgh, and there's a festival called Picklesburg, and that's basically just like a pickle festival in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. However, they're adding a twist this year. For the first, and I'm gonna read in this. For the first time, a hospital in Pittsburgh got in on the fun of promoting its annual Picklesburg Festival by dressing up some sweet little baby gherkins. And what that basically means, they're dressing newborn babies as pickles.
That's hilarious.
And the babies are given a t-shirt that says "Special Dill Ivory."
Puns for days.
That's wholesome news. That's very wholesome. That they're just doing it's a little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie. Go ahead.
I think it's fantastic. I don't personally have kids at the moment, but if I did, I would definitely around Halloween time get like 60 different little kid costumes that I could just dress them up in all year round, because why not? Encourage their imagination.
Would you
If
dress
they
your
want to be a pickle, they can be a pickle.
Would you dress your I was gonna ask, would you dress your child up as a pickle?
If they wanted to, heck yeah.
What kind of pickle though? That's when you start judging. Cause you don't got like
I just like recently kind of developed a taste for pickles. For the longest time, I didn't like pickles very much.
pickles are fire.
And now I'm like coming around. I don't take them off my sandwiches anymore. We'll put it.
When I go to Chick-fil-A, them pickles better be on my sandwich. That crisp. But there are people who take it a little bit far, and I'm not gonna lie and say I haven't done this, but there are people who drink the pickle juice. Yeah, and that's a pungent taste.
Cringe.
I wouldn't say it's cringeworthy, but you will have a little goosebumps after doing it. But if I could dress my child up as, and I don't have children right now, I'm just saying in the future, if I would dress my child up as any kind of food, it'll probably be a burrito. I love me but some burritos.
Or a piece of pizza.
Everybody loves some pizza. But would it be like the triangular pizza or the rectangular pizza? 'Cause the baby gotta move somehow.
I'm just imagining that little hat, that little pizza slice hat that you can put on a cat.
Yeah, they can have a pickle hat, a burrito body, and probably some taco shoes, and just walking around just being a walking craving.
Cute. So adorable, you could just eat them right up.
Promoting cannibalism since 2019. Oh man, but this is some wholesome news. I like seeing some good stuff happening in the world right now, because the world is filled with crazy, and you need a little bit of the good. You need a little bit of special dill ivories to balance out that crazy that's going on. Because there are some stories that I could be talking about, but legally I can't. And a lot of stuff in pop culture doesn't really interest me that much these days. I guess I'm just getting old.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of stuff happening like, who are you? Like, am I supposed to know who you are and what you've been doing?
Okay, so I have a news story to share that's near and dear to my heart.
Let's share it.
Bindi Irwin just got engaged on her 21st birthday.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
It should ring a bell via Steve Irwin.
Oh!
Exactly. Steve Irwin's daughter just got engaged, and I am absolutely over the moon about this. And in an interview that she did soon after getting engaged, she said that, sorry, getting a little teary-eyed here. She said that she's gonna have her 15-year-old brother, Bob Irwin, the baby.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Baby, the family, walk her down the aisle. She said that she thinks that her father would want him to be the stand-in. And for her father-daughter dance at her wedding, she's gonna do a dance with her mother, Terry.
I'm feeling it right now. That is so,
I know, right? I'm like,
that is so wholesome. That family is great. A lot of us in our generation grew up with the crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin. And he didn't cause no harm. He was just teaching us about the animals, and it like
one of my favorite quotes of his is, "Money, it's great. I can't get enough of it. You know what I'm gonna do with it? I'm gonna buy land. I'm gonna buy so much land and turn it into animal preserves." Well, later on, after he passed away, his wife actually did buy a whole bunch of land and turn it into an animal preserve.
That is wholesome. That's the word of the day, folks. Wholesome. But that's beautiful. Having your brother walk you down the aisle, dancing with your mother.
I am hoping that she decides to like televise the wedding, because this is like my royal wedding, okay? I'm obsessed with this.
Oh man. like I really haven't been following the family much since he passed away. I just did see a lot of stuff. I've seen like an old video of him talk with his daughter, and that was a beautiful thing to see. I saw his son doing something, just basically being like his father, and just
Bob is the spitting image of Steve.
for
He
real.
is the absolute spitting image of him, and like he is in the water. He's playing with all the animals. He's been on so many shows. Like, oh, she won't hurt ya. Sounds just like his dad. Has the same kind of energy. Like, that kid is going places. He may only be 15, but he is going places. He's incredible.
If he decides to walk in the same shoes as his dad and let's just say become the next crocodile hunter, these next generation is going to be in for a treat.
Exactly.
Especially with the new age technology and 4K TV, you can see the sweat on his face as he's wrestling that croc and that dingo. It will be. I'd watch it. I would. If he decides to do that, I'd watch it.
I saw a picture. He was feeding one of the crocs. Bob was feeding one of the crocs, and they had a picture of him in a similar pose to when his dad was feeding that exact same croc.
Oh, I think I've seen that. I think I've seen that picture.
Oh, my heart.
Crocodile Hunter, shout out to your family, Steve Irwin. May you rest in peace, and may that stingray be turned into sashimi.
No, we like the stingray because Steve Irwin would say, "Oh, mate, I didn't mean to spook you there."
You're right. Must learn that we live with the animals, and you just gotta know that some animals are territorial.
Steve Irwin would not be even the littlest, tiniest bit mad at that stingray.
No, I'm pretty sure he was. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I can't even tell, but it still hurts to know that it's been a long time since that happened. Do you remember the date or the year when it happened?
I believe it happened in 2000, either 2003 or 2006.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Wikipedia, don't let me down. Hold on. Wait. Not Stephen Hawking. Steve Irwin. That was 2006?
Yep.
Jeez.
I know, way to make you feel old, huh?
I thought it was at least 2012.
Nope.
Oh, man. Oh, that was 13. I feel hurt. Oh, you are right. Cause I've seen comedy specials that would take place in 2007 that reference this. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild that it's been so long, but he's still influencing the planet even today. Like, you know that he would be at the forefront of conservation and protecting our planet if he was still around. And his son is picking up the slack absolutely wonderfully. He's doing such a fantastic job.
I'm so proud of him. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of Bendy. I'm proud of them all.
That whole family is just incredible.
Like that, it's nice to have a wholesome family like that who just provide wholesome entertainment, but also doing
Much good.
doing their part to make things better. But I guess this is before we start crying even more. We just started talking about pickle babies and segue to Steve Irwin, but it's a nice segue to our last segment of the discussion before we get to a little bit of the unpopular opinions. We'll see how long this takes, but this segment is going to be all about best childhood memories, more or less revolving around, let's say, anime, movies, cartoons, etc. Because let's just say the early 90s, I mean not the early 90s, well early 90s too, but the 90s and the early 2000s, when it came to anything animated, it was spot on. No one could tell you otherwise. was the golden age. Am I wrong, or am I wrong?
Exactly. It was some good nostalgia there.
Like I mentioned it earlier, Teen Titans with that theme song. You can Oh man, you can't tell me the Teen Titans wasn't great.
I loved the original Teen Titans.
The original Teen Titans, yes.
It a lot. So much.
I enjoyed Teen Titans Go. I know a lot of people don't. I do. I went into this multiple times. But I kind of want to say it again, but I don't have to. But I enjoy the original Teen Titans was it was in a league of its own. But what would you say your favorite cartoons were from, like, in that era between Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, whatever?
I watched Courage the Cowardly Dog, like, religiously. I'm a huge, like, Spoops fan, and growing up with that and, like, Invader Zim.
Yes!
Invader Zim too. My friends and I, we used to quote Invader Zim back and forth to each other all the time.
Oh, me, and same. Like me and my brother would do that. Like my best friend, and his picture is Grr in my phone. And he said he's not disappointed by that. So like,
Only mongoose.
Hi. I even used. I remember there's a project I did in high school. I remember it was 9th grade. It was Earth and Science class. We had to do presentations. There's a presentation I did on the explosion of Mount Vesuvius in Pompeii. I used Grr sound bites for transitions. And I just remember the sound just popped up out of nowhere because it wasn't my turn yet. So everybody heard when they pulled up was, "Hi!" Really freaking loud. Like, I was like, and I didn't want to take credit for it at first.
Why'd you get rid of it? To make room for the cupcake.
Make room for the toilet. I love tacos. I need them all explode. That happens to me sometimes.
That was a text alert on my phone when I was 13.
You can't tell me that Invader Zim wasn't great. Sure, it was grotesque several times, but Zim Grr made that show.
The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy was another one that I was. As you can tell, I'm, goth girl extraordinaire, but
yeah.
The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy were another favorite of mine.
How did you feel about when it first came out? It's like Evil Con Carne, that like side bit that they did.
Evil what?
Evil Con Carne, with that bear and the bear with the brain sticking out.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that. I don't remember it very well, but I think I remember that.
I mean, I found it creepy. It was just weird, that one. But Billy and Mandy, that is grade A entertainment.
It was. I think that's what segued me into liking Supernatural so much growing up.
I mean, you have the Grim Reaper as a best friend. Like, what? You can be sure that it's gonna be some wacky adventures. Or
if you're Mandy, you have the Grim Reaper as your slave, and we'll take full advantage of that.
And the characters on there were so great. Yeah, Billy, Mandy, Grimm, all good in their own right. You have Fred Burger. Fred Burger was always. Every time I saw his episode, it would bring me smiles.
Such fantastic.
I love Dracula. Dracula don't suck.
Ed and Eddie was another one that I was into as a kid.
Ed and Eddie's is when you find Cartoon Network classics or even cartoon classics as a whole, Ed and Eddie is up there. Like that was I can say without a doubt that's my favorite cartoon.
But Ed, we don't have a car. Oh, don't worry, Eddie. My dad has a shovel.
You dead, Martha, son of a shepherd! Oh man. Like,
Just such dynamic characters in that one. It was so fantastic.
they made it so well. They did this character so well that I hated Kevin because of how big of a douchebag he was.
Right.
I did not like Kevin at all. But that's how. I guess that's just how well they made his character.
And then Scooby-Doo.
Which Scooby-Doo though? Because there's a ton.
All of it. Like, as a kid, growing up with Scooby-Doo, so many episodes.
More paranormal
so
stuff.
much time. So much time spent to watch Scooby-Doo. What was it? Scooby-Doo and... Oh, I can't remember what the name of the movie was, but the one that was about, like, the pirate island that turned out to, like, actually have some supernatural stuff going on. It was one of the first ones where they actually had something supernatural going on.
I know what you're talking about. I haven't. Oh, it's been a minute though since I've seen it. Cause I usually have seen like Scooby-Doo movies once. I've liked it, but I wasn't like die-hard Scooby-Doo fan.
Let us know in the comments what your favorite nostalgic, like, cartoon-based movie is, because that's definitely mine. That and the Scooby-Doo one where Scooby and Shaggy meet the aliens.
Oh, I do remember that one.
So good.
That's a good one. I mean, I noticed a lot of Cartoon Network over here. Nickelodeon not tickling your fancy?
I loved Cat Dog.
Cat Dog.
And Hey Arnold.
Alone the world, little cat dog. I mean,
Cat Dog and Hey Arnold.
I mean, the Rugrats would always be my favorite Nicktoon. No, second favorite. My favorite Nicktoon is Jimmy Neutron.
Yes.
I loved Jimmy Neutron so much. I even made a video, like, probably like 4 years ago. Because I read speculation that a season 4 was coming out, and that video did fairly well. But I want some Jimmy Neutron because I need some Jimmy Cindy closure. Even
Can we just take a moment to appreciate Jimmy's dad? He is just fantastic, phenomenal, and the subtle adult humor. I feel like so many people can relate to Jimmy's dad as, like, their dad, kind of, because he just played so many different hats. But I get Taco Shack stuck in my head almost constantly, even today.
Taco Shack?
Taco Shack.
Oh,
Shack.
yeah.
Frijoles there are always black. Give a great piñata whack. Taco Shack.
Oh, that takes me so. I've always been a fan of Jimmy Neutron. I would binge watch it. My favorite episode is Beach Party Mummy, when they all go to Egypt. I would play that song constantly. Grab your mummies and your da-da-da-ba-bum-ba-bum obelisk too now. Don't. I really like that I really did like that episode so much because it really opened up Jimmy and Cindy's relationship, and I am all for that. I will. I feel like I gotta make another video on this.
It's such a forgotten gem, for sure.
Yeah, it's just a great dynamic. It taught you about science, even though some of it was clearly wrong. It taught you about history. It was just really fun.
It was fantastic.
And I'll say the last show I will talk about, because I know you gotta leave soon, but last thing talk about. Have you seen or watched Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I heard that was, like, astronomically difficult from the kids' perspective, because, well, we're looking at it from the outside view and seeing all the puzzles and whatnot. They had, like, a totally different setup from the kids' point of view. So the puzzles were a whole lot harder than they
Yep.
appeared to be.
I've saw something like a few months ago, because I've been trying to get into it again because I love that show. It again, the history was completely wrong, but it was a fun take on it. Fun take on historical artifacts or moments in history. But I read something as far as the obstacle course itself, that the odds of you winning with two full talismans are smaller than you winning with a talisman and a half. And they broke it down piece by piece using all types of math. It's crazy. But the blue barracudas, the purple monkeys, the orange iguanas, green parakeets, just and the 90s aesthetic of the I don't know
Yes.
I don't know what about me that I enjoy, but I love seeing like the 480p like staticky aesthetic, because that's just group because it's just nostalgic just seeing it. It provides me with a
Exactly.
good feeling.
Yeah, I always I'd watch it, although I always felt like I could never be on it because the temple itself would probably traumatize me.
Oh yeah, those warriors.
Those are some brave kids,
Those
man.
guardians are not playing any jokes.
Those are some brave kids.
They really are. But I miss that show so much. I might have put that on a list of stuff I gotta go back and watch again. Cause I never finished it, but I was an avid fan. I will say that. Our childhood was lit, and I feel like I can objectively say that these new generation isn't gonna have those charms. Sure, they'll build their own nostalgia up, but they won't have Ed, Edd n Eddy. They won't have Legend of the Hidden Temple or Powerpuff Girls or Teen Titans as we knew it. They won't have Shaolin Showdown. They won't. I kind of feel bad for them.
Yeah. I mean, they'll have their own newer stuff, but
Yeah,
definitely not the same vibes.
I do wonder though, like with this age of Netflix and stuff like that, will they have the same nostalgic feeling for the stuff they're watching? Like, let's say, like 20 years from now, like we have one with our stuff. I do
I'd
wonder
say
that.
most likely, because we're already feeling kind of nostalgic about like memes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like the internet definitely has its own power for that.
I can see that. I can see that. But that is going to be. That's all we got. Like, really don't have time to do unpopular opinions. Sorry about that. But it's a whimsical episode. We're not gonna end things off doing stuff unpopular.
We'll catch that next time.
Next time. But I do want to say before we leave, there won't be an episode next week because I will be out of town and won't have a chance to record anything. So hopefully the week after we'll be able to get some stuff out there. But hope you guys did enjoy this. Hope your listening pleasure was fantastic. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Subscribe.
We told you, or we gave you some prompts to answer in the comment section. So let us know what you think. That's all I got. You got anything else?
Nope, I think you covered everything pretty fantastically.
Everything's been covered. So we'll see you guys later. Bye.